Hello, and welcome. I'm super excited to be sharing this brand new training with you all. And really, it is a training born from feedback that I've had from so many of my clients that are exhausted from launching, or they have launched and they haven't been getting great results, or perhaps they haven't got around to launching yet because the whole process seems so time consuming and intimidating. Or maybe they're just looking for an easier way to bring in more consistent sales and traffic every day. Great. Well, this is what this webinar is all about. So you're here for the simple system to bring in traffic and sales every day, and I'm going to take you through it. I'm Victoria Gibson, and I'll be your host, and I can't wait to share this system because really it is so much more simple than all the planning and energy, time, and money that goes into launching. So you're absolutely in the right place to hear more about my anti-launch guide. Anyway, the struggle is real. Launches take a whole lot of energy, planning, and cost. So, is it really possible to attract clients day in, day out without their big expensive, budgets and costs that come with launching? Is it really possible to avoid launching and drive evergreen sales of your program while still hitting your income targets? Because that's another question I get a lot. Can I sell my programs evergreen, like all the time? Like, why do I have to launch, and can't I just sell them evergreen? And you absolutely can, but there is a bit of a system required around that. But it is possible. Have you been wanting to make a bigger impact, right, and grow your business without all the work of launches? I suspect you might if you're on today's call. And are you looking for a way to bring in traffic and sales and elegantly attract clients without fuss, stress, and overwhelm? Well, because despite the fact you have a program that gets amazing results for your clients, why haven't you been selling as many as you'd hoped, or as many as you target? Why does it feel so hard to attract your perfect clients? Well, don't worry, because that's why you're here. That's why I've created this training, to really share with you a different approach, to really share with you a way that you can sell more of your programs every single day without stress, fuss, and overwhelm. And on today's training, I'm going to reveal to you how you can attract a steady stream of the perfect clients that are ready to work with you every single day. Then how you can convert those clients to invest with you at high level on recurring payments. We love recurring payments, right? So that you can deliver outstanding results to every client you work with. I know it sounds like this is a pretty big call, but this is actually what I help my clients with every day, and have done so for the past 5 years. So I hope that, I'm opening a window. Some of you may already be operating this way, and that's great. But if you're like most of the clients and prospects that I talk to, you're probably not yet got this working for you. You might know about it, but maybe you aren't doing it yet. So I'm going to definitely dive in with you on today's call, and I absolutely can't wait, because this information I'm going to share is pretty game-changing stuff. So if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a healer, maybe you're a therapist, a speaker, an online marketer, or if you're just an expert, right, and you're selling your information or knowledge in any way, shape, or form, and if you use that expertise to create great transformation for your clients, then this is absolutely for you. So you're absolutely in the right place, rest assured, because you're going to get some great training from me. Plus, you can ask me anything about growing your business, how you can create your high value offer, or anything at the end. Plus, I've got a very special offer too to present to you that I know is going to help you go deeper with the great training I'm going to share with you in today's session. Now, really, this is about where it all kind of started. The realization started to come for me, because a few years ago, probably about 5 years ago, I was trying to get my Facebook ads training out there in the world. It was an online program that was $97. It was all about teaching you how to create great Facebook ad campaigns from scratch, how to put the ads together, what to include, everything. It really included everything but the kitchen sink, as we do when we create our first online program, right? And it was $97. Which I thought, okay, cool. I don't want to charge too much. I'm just new. I don't know if people are going to pay for it. I'll charge $97, right? And that was just where I came to. But I couldn't sell enough to make my income targets. Like the first webinar, I think I sold 37 of them. And, it's all well and good. It was great starting from scratch, right? But I wanted to be earning at least 10 grand a month. So the, 3,000 odd dollars that came from that webinar wasn't really going to cut the mustard, particularly because I put a lot of cost into getting the videos produced. I'd had to get the membership site set up. I had to get payment integrations. I wanted to get a logo designed. All those things that we bury ourselves in before you start selling your program. So once I started paying my costs, making $3,000 selling a $97 program really wasn't going to work for me, right? And I started to hope that I could turn that around. But in the meantime, people are saying, well, could you just do these ads for me? And could you just run my campaigns? And, at the time, I think I charged about $3,000 a month to do that. And I was like, okay, well, that was going to be way easier, right? To start getting some $3,000. I think I even popped it up to $5,000 a month at one point in time and started running these campaigns for several, marketers across the globe. And look, I had no shortage of people who wanted to do that. It seemed like such a quick and easy way, right, to up my income. So much easier than trying to do that via a $97 offer, right? So I really fell into creating a bit of a done-for-you business instead because I wanted the money to come in. It seemed like an easy option at the time, but by the time I had 15 Facebook ads clients that I was doing done for you campaigns, and I had about one girl helping me out at the time. I was so burnt out. I was absolutely exhausted. In the beginning, I was so grateful for anyone to say yes and pay me, a few $1,000s, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. And, I could still get some great results, but I wasn't getting great results for myself. Not only did I have this great training that I wanted to get out there in a really leverage way that wasn't really selling or wasn't selling enough. I mean, because I had a good message to market, people did want the training, but my list was tiny. I only had a couple of thousand people on there. So trying to peddle a $97 offer, was really hard work. I got some great joint venture webinar opportunities at the time, which, that was great. And, I got a couple of big injections of sales when I sold to other people's lists, but then I had to give them half the profits, right? So look, I was thinking I was making my way the right way, but as slowly and slowly I was starting to get sucked into the done for you service model. Maybe you've done this, right? You haven't felt quite confident to create a program, or you don't know where to start, but you're great at helping people. So you just start doing one-on-one coaching. Maybe you charge by the hour, you do some consulting, whatever it may be. But you know how this goes. You start to get totally consumed by helping other people rather than helping grow your own business. Because the problem I had was I didn't have a way to attract enough clients into my leveraged online program because my list was small. I was still able to get out there. As you can see, those logos at the bottom of the screen, I did some calls with Ali Brown. I was interviewed from Entrepreneur on Fire. I was in Marie Claire magazine. I got to speak on the stage at Ryan Dice's Digital Marketer Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Francisco. All those ways where I was able to get some new clients, but inevitably what they would do is turn into done for you clients because my list was a bit too tiny. I didn't have my system set up for launching my $97 offer, and I just slipped into saying yes to the done for you clients, right? And that just started to get me super burnt out until I realized that, yes, I had some great business growth information to share. I could be a good business coach. It had taken, I'd had a couple of years under my belt by this stage of creating campaigns for online marketers and the like. And I knew that I had some great knowledge to share, and I knew that I could motivate the people to increase their business, right? So I knew that I could also grow my income in a much more leveraged way by offering higher value coaching programs. So rather than the done for you, rather than the $97 online program, I could have fewer high value clients with a coaching program, right? And in particular for me, it was a mastermind, which I'll talk about later as I run you through the anti-launch guide. But and being able to start offering higher value coaching programs, I was able to actually have a whole lot less clients at higher value, less demanding more than ever, because I actually had more clients than what I did with my Facebook ads, but it was less demanding, and I had time to work on my own business, and I had time to get my clients great results and work with them in a really beautiful way that I could do more than in a $97 program, right? And I could attract members in at any time, which is excellent. Now, this realization really came from laziness, right? Because I could have gone out and started list building. I mean, I knew how to do it with Facebook ads. I mean, and back then there was a whole lot less competition. Back in 2012, after I'd already been mastering Facebook ads, you could go in and build a list super easy. The problem was back then I was building it for everybody else. I was getting them great results and not getting myself great results because I was so burnt out serving everybody else, right? And so I didn't have time to get the launch. I mean, look, I say this realization came from laziness. It was like I wasn't really motivated to add extra workload to my plate to get a launch up and running, right? I was already busy serving my clients, getting them great results. I didn't have time for launching, but I knew that I really wanted to get this coaching offer out there. So I started a mastermind for women entrepreneurs. And back in 2013, I actually enrolled at the end of 2012, not 2013. I started the program, the program commenced in the 2013, but I enrolled in the 2012. And I easily enrolled 10 members in my first round for a 6-month program at $9,000 a piece, right? So I was able to go from a highly leveraged $97 offer that wasn't selling enough to a $9,000 coaching program that I could actually create great results for a smaller number of women, and go from, say, $3,000 to $5,000 Facebook ads campaign management that was taking up all my time to something that was a lot more leveraged and enjoyable. I could still get great results, but it wasn't taking up all of my time. So I knew I was really onto something with this concept. And that's also when I realized why I hadn't been that successful pushing my $97 Facebook ads course. And push is the right word there. It was a push, right? People did want the information, but it was a push to try and get the income that I wanted and that I could easily grab that, if we go back here, this $90,000 for a 6-month program. Now, that wasn't all I earned that year, but that was a really big chunk of it. And I really enjoyed delivering it, right? Because the truth is, you may have already been buying into this online course or e-course or online program, what I like to think is a bit of a myth, right? It's just a belief. It's not that it can't happen. It's just this myth about the fact that you can come from nowhere, have no list, create a program online and suddenly make a ton of money. In my experience, that is not the case, okay? You need to have some kind of following that you can monetize or communicate your offering to, or a ton of money to buy traffic and start converting that to make good money or to make at least $10,000 a month, particularly if your course is priced below kind of, $400 a month, right? And your list is small. That is what I see people buying into time and time again, spending money on creating, fancy websites and membership sites to sell their online program before they've actually even half the time validated the idea, found out where their magic is, but also haven't got a big tribe of people or a big following there, right? So you may have been buying into that, and that's okay, because the good news is you've still got that knowledge that we can just leverage into a higher value coaching program and that you can charge a whole lot more for. So, because once I moved to creating high value programs, it was so much easier to grow my income, but it was also actually as much easier to get great results for my clients. And because I had more time to give them, I had less clients, they're paying me more, and I never had to do a single launch, right? I didn't even sell this program with a sales page. So let's get this clear. Tech, not really required at all. Okay. Yes, you need to know your way around online. You need to probably do some webinars, do some Facebook ads, etc. It's not like you don't need to understand how the online marketing world and world of online conversion works. But I didn't have to have a sales page, and I didn't even do a single launch with this, right? I had clients buying, once I moved from the 6-month, I went to evergreen straight away and realized I could do a 12-month offering that was evergreen. And I had clients buying my $20,000 mastermind day after day, week after week, month after month. So think about that, getting $20,000 clients. I moved from a $97 client to a $20,000 client. Now, I'm not saying you need to start charging $20,000. You'll see how I upped it to $9,000, then went to $20,000. And I'd already been charging some people, $3,000 to $5,000 with my Facebook ads. So your first rung may be $1,000 offering. We wouldn't have as much one-on-one and more client access to you, but it might just start there, and that's fine. It does depend on where your experience is, and we want you to be able to get great results, right? But I knew I could get great results to justify the $20,000 price tag, and then each of my clients could suddenly be at that value rather than $97. So it's pretty big revelation, and for the last 3.5 years, I've been doing that exact same model. And the best part is I've actually helped many other women do the same. Here's a picture of me on one of the mastermind retreats with the women that were in my mastermind. It's evergreen, right? So it cycles through. Women come for 12 months, get some amazing results. Some stay for another 12 months. Some then move on and have already got what they needed out of the 12 months, and that's fabulous. And looking at those beautiful women there, I can see they're all experts in their own area. They're all doing so many different things, but, just looking at a couple of them have moved from doing $1,000 websites to $15,000 online branding packages. Someone just wanting to sell $10,000 a month or make $10,000 a month in revenue, jumping up to $110,000 program launches, and another one, easily selling a 697 offer on an evergreen basis. There's a ton in there, and they're all girls dear to my heart. And they all have different models and different expertise. So this can work for any of that, I know, because even the girls in my mastermind now, they all do different things. So this is all possible for you. So sit tight. I've got a way to share it with you. Even Julia Jones from newbornmothers.com. She's currently in my mastermind. And when she came to me, she was like, I just need to be able to sell more of my $97 sleep courses for new mums. And I was like, well, what about if you could create a high value coaching program for your birth professionals that you're already serving with some online programs too? They were lower price though. What about if we created a great offer for you to teach them how to work with newborn mothers, and you could sell those for $4,000 a pop? Well, lo and behold, she's selling a few of those. Within a couple of months, she's a fast action taker. She's selling a few of those a month. She's still selling, several of those a month, despite the fact she's just had her third baby at home, and she's making this happen. And as you can see, the shift and the growth in income is so much faster when you move from $97 program to a $4,000 program. So also, when I first started to apply this system, I also had way more time to get my clients some big results. And look, yes, despite there does need to be some more attention up front to get the clients to say yes. Once they had said yes, I got monthly recurring income off the back of that. It's almost like a higher value membership site, right? To create that and have those results flying in, which is fabulous. So here's what I've been able to consistently achieve using my anti-launch approach, right? So without launches, I consistently create at least $1,000 in sales each day. And I have on average 2 hours of live coaching to deliver around that. Sometimes it's only an hour, just depending on how many questions there are. And I probably do about 2 hours of enrollment conversations. But if I don't have time for that, I don't even do that. So to get that money coming in, the delivery piece, yes, I do other things in the back end of my business and admin and client service and things like that, you know, in terms of just communicating online if I need to or whatever. But the mandatory stuff is really, really small to get that, you know, on average 30 grand a month coming in. This is my anti-launch approach. Like, ditch the launches, just get a great high value signature offer, sell it at a good, you know, a price that delivers, ensures you're delivering results for your clients, and makes them feel really great as well, gets them great results, and gets you a way to have consistent sales and traffic coming in all the time. And this is really where, you know, the anti-launch guide was born. And that was why I wanted to share this system with you, to show you what's possible without launching, especially if you've got a small list and you're stuck trying to sell lower price programs, or you're stuck consulting or doing one-on-one, or dreaded done for you. Look, some done for you high price it can be great. Don't get me wrong, but I know it's hard work. I've been there. I get it. Like, it takes a lot of time and energy to make it all happen. So I want to create more ease and flow for you, not only in terms of the sales and income that you've got coming through, but also in terms of the delivery of the programs that you offer, so that you're not getting those calls on a weekend going, this isn't working. Why isn't this working? Or I did this, or I'm not, you know, all this kind of stuff. I want to get you moving out of there. So let me show you absolutely how simple this really is. Here it is laid out, and I'm going to dive into each of these points and explain what I mean by these. But this is really the anti-launch system that goes into the anti-launch guide. So step one is to identify the big problem of your clients. Really connect in with what that big problem is, so that you can base your the second part, the high value solution, to address that big problem. We need to have that big problem and that big solution that sort of brings it all together and becomes the foundation of what you do. You then need to get this message out on Facebook. Part 3, be Facebook famous. You then provide elements of personal connection in your marketing to get people to say yes. I'll explain what those are in a moment. And the last part, which is really important to ensure ongoing results, to allow you to have the leverage and freedom in your business that you deserve, and to really just move everything forward, creating a powerful community is really, really important. So, number one, part 1 in the anti-launch guide is to identify the big problem. What big problem? The big problem in the minds and the hearts of your clients, right? So I want you to dive in and really think what the big problem is that you will be solving. What is that? Because that's what everything will center around, okay? That's what we need to connect with in order to get people motivated to raise their hand and hear more from you. So, for example, here I've got some past and current clients, Kylie Ryan, Brittany Watkins. They both actually address the same big problem, which is why I wanted to share them, because they're addressing that big problem of, constant you're constantly battling with your weight, emotional eating, the inability to lose the weight that you've been carrying despite trying diet after diet after diet. These clients are in despair. They're over trying to lose weight. They're over doing another diet, doing another Weight Watchers. They want this problem solved once and for all, and are prepared to raise their hand and say, well, yes, I want to work with someone who's going to give me the solution, which we'll talk about next, to this big problem. So Kylie and Brittany do a great job of connecting in with the big problem for many of their clients, which is just an ongoing battle with their weight, ongoing battle with emotional eating. And they've been able to tap into that problem and provide their coaching programs that, can be around $10,000, right? And so to invest with their clients, to invest with them to lift this big problem, costs around about $7,000 to $10,000, depending on who's offering it and when. And I don't even know if Kylie still offers it, but at the time, that's what she was offering. So, that kind of is a bit counterintuitive, right? You think if you're going to pay for a weight loss program, you go to Weight Watchers and pay $37. But if I've done Weight Watchers 5 times before and I'm a lifetime member and I'm a card-carrying lifetime member and I know that it's deprivation and it doesn't work for me, even if I lose the weight, it doesn't stay off. And I've battled with this. It's keeping me up at night. It's making me lose my confidence. That's a big problem. And that's what these beautiful women come in and share a big result with these women battling with this big problem. So what's your big problem that you're addressing? Have you got that nailed? It might be the big problem is, retailers not getting enough customers in their store. Is it online marketers not getting enough traffic? Is it, busy mums who are burnt out and have absolutely no energy? Is it, parents struggling with parenting their children? The big problem is they can't master their children's behavior. Whatever it may be, what is the big problem that you address? That is the first step in the anti-launch guide. The second is to position yourself as the high-value solution. Not just position yourself, you've got to be it, right? You've got to actually solve that big problem that we talked about. So that means that you've got to stop charging by the hour or for one-off sessions, right? Unless within the hour you can totally solve their problem and you're done, right? But if you're doing these on an ongoing basis, not really getting to the heart of the problem, undercharging for those sessions, then you probably need to tweak your positioning and package yourself as a high-value solution. So much like Claire Stevens here, I mean, you can tell she's great. She was one of my clients in the mastermind. You can tell she's a fun gal, and she laughs like this often. She's beautiful. So she had, when she joined the mastermind, she'd left her corporate career, had been starting to book photo shoots for families, right, who wanted to have some great photo shoots. And, I'm pretty sure she even still does them, which is great. And it's great, one part of her business. But if she's just relying on this to get to her income goals, obviously she's the one who has to get to the shoots, get them all done, wait for them to book in, edit them, all that sort of stuff. It's quite intensive. There's not a lot of leverage there, even when you start charging higher dollars. She's been very successful at this and does get booked regularly. But she wanted to have a way to leverage what she did. And she actually still, at the time when we came up with this high value coaching package for her, she didn't have a really big list, and she was actually a bit unsure whether anyone was going to buy it, right? She was like, well, who do I know who's going to buy something from me at I think we started at even just a $2,000 price point. I think now it might be up to about $5,000, if not more, right? And it was about helping photographers start their own family photography business or grow their own family photography business. So when Claire had jumped out of corporate, she started a great, successful photography business from scratch and had some excellent skills that she was able to share with her clients. So starting this high-value coaching program, teaching photographers how to build their own business, she was actually able to sell $12,000 of that program. So just sell 6 in one day with her pretty tiny list, right? So here was Claire saying to me, I don't think anyone's going to buy it. I'm not sure. We started out at a really low price. She had a tiny list. And then it was like, wow, when you're charging, roughly $1,000 for a photo shoot on a Saturday, she could go to all of a sudden charging $2,000 per client. So once again, we're bumping up that value of the client. She's not having to run around and take the photos and edit them. She's actually helping her clients get great results in a way that's way more leverage for her. So package your expertise and then price that accordingly, being part of the high value solution that you are. Then you need to switch to becoming Facebook famous, right? Okay, don't get intimidated by that. We don't have to see you plastered all over Facebook, but we do have to see you. It is a great way to connect with your ideal clients. There's not many other channels that can still offer you access at the price that you can get Facebook ads for. And that's not to say you can't still do some organic strategies underneath, particularly with Facebook or LinkedIn or Pinterest. Go for it, right? You can be doing, sharing your blogging, sharing your social media updates, connecting with influencers and ideal clients through these channels, being part of Facebook groups, doing your own Facebook lives even, right? Whatever you need to do to connect with more of your ideal clients, then absolutely. But all I'm suggesting is once you've got a higher value solution, a great way to get the ball rolling and get things moving is to have your Facebook ads. And I suggest that you have Facebook ads building your list, providing value, or inviting them to a webinar is fabulous. So here's an example of an ad I did from creating profitable online programs webinar. Just roll it out and go for it. Start building your list, start getting known, start connecting with that first point, the big problem, and positioning yourself on the second point of the anti-launch guide, which is as the high value solution. So definitely need to be rolling with Facebook. And if your clients aren't on Facebook, then one of the other platforms works really well there. So the fourth one is to offer personal connection in this flow, to get people to say yes to your high value coaching programs. It's best if you can have some personal connection. A bit like what we're doing here today, right? So here you are on a webinar, having some personal connection with me. I'm here explaining, a new way of doing business, a new way to give you some real value that you can take away, right, and apply and get some good results from. So drive traffic on Facebook to a webinar, or even if you like doing live workshops, I do live events as well, and I love them. They're a great way to to get new clients, but also just have a great time doing it. Like workshops are excellent. They're an excellent way to create new clients, and Facebook is a great way to fill them. You may be like, oh, what if only one person comes? And, that is unlikely, right? Just get out there and start making it happen. But if you're just going to start with webinars, you don't have to worry about filling a room, right? The webinar is a great opportunity. I can sit here right now talking to you, no makeup, my Lululemon yoga pants on, right? I haven't even had to leave the house, right? So if I did still have small children, which I don't, thank God, because that's a whole lot of work as well, I could be doing this with my kids at home, as long as they probably weren't in the same room, to provide great value for my audience and invite them to work together with me more, right? So number 4, offer personal connection, not only on the webinar or the live workshop, but also in the conversation that you might have to enroll someone into a higher value program. So if you're looking to enroll someone into, a $5,000 offer or a $20,000 offer, it's likely that you're going to need to do that via an enrollment conversation. So what you can do is set up a webinar that then the offer may not be just a program, which you might see on many webinars. It might actually just be an invitation for them to map out the next steps, right? Simple as that. How would you like to have a chat about mapping out the next steps? It's free of charge, and I'd love to provide you with some great value. Will there be an invitation? Absolutely. At the end there is, but there's no pressure to take it up, right? So the art of a beautiful enrollment conversation where they can be coming into your package, you can be making it clear the value that you provide, but also connecting with them at their big problem, right? Positioning yourself as that high value solution, but also giving them a very personal contact with you. This is a radical change in, what people are thinking with this online course myth, right? I'm just going to put it up and put a sales page there and people are going to press a button. I'm not saying you can't do that. You absolutely can. But if you haven't got, all the clients flowing in at a level that you want, you're probably missing this piece of the puzzle, my anti-launch piece of the puzzle. The 5th part is a way to get ongoing great results. It really adds value to what you do, but the other great part is it creates a whole lot of leverage, free time, and opportunity for you. And that is part 5, to create a powerful community. So part 5 in the anti-launch guide is to create a powerful community. It's your community. You'll be leading it. You'll be guiding it. You'll be helping them create their transformation. But the beautiful thing is the more people you get in this group, or even if you select the right way and have a beautiful intimate group is that they each help one another, right? This is the power of the group. It will drive bigger results than you alone can, or you coaching one-on-one can, right? So think about how can you leverage the community. There's a quote there from Napoleon Hill. It's about the mastermind, and how that can achieve so much more when people with like-minded goals come together. And really, he's the father of the term mastermind in his book, Think and Grow Rich. And so that's where you might have heard a lot of this, oh, what's a mastermind? Should I join one? Should I create one? All those kind of things. Well, I've had mine for more than 3 years, and I absolutely love providing it. It really was born out of the fact that I've been in several masterminds with, the likes of Marie Forleo back in the day, and Kevin Nations, and the people that I met in there, and the inspirational, stories and results that they would get would just create such an amazing, an amazing opportunity for me to grow my own business, to see what's possible, to connect with other like-minded people, and really find best friends forever out of that. And we know in different elements, like whether it was something like weight loss or business growth or whatever, not everyone that you know, not your normal friends or connections, can help you with that specific problem. So if you can invite your clients in, they're all after the same result, maybe they're at different stages, that's okay. Maybe you only get one client to start for a little while, that's okay too. It's the intention that you're going to bring more. Like I've got a client now in my mastermind. She had just started when she came to me. She just had the typical online program and a whole lot of content, and I was like, well, how much money are you making? And I think the month before maybe she'd made $1,000. Right now, look, you can probably make more working in a shop, right? So $1,000, because she was working hard, creating a hell of a lot of great content too. But with a shift, we're like, well, what do you really want to do? Perhaps you could apply this mastermind concept. And for the first couple of months, she's like, oh God, I don't think it's going to work. No one wants to buy it. But once she got moving, she's now got 3 people in there at like $15,000 a year. Like, this is from, starting from scratch. It is possible. Yes, she had to start with one person, but that was a great impetus for her to go and get more. So if you're feeling like, who am I? I'm not some big guru. I can't create this. It's just being the facilitator of a powerful community. Add this on to your approach and you'll see the results absolutely skyrocket. And if you're an introvert, it doesn't mean that you can't still have a powerful community. Maybe a lot of the way that you want to communicate is online, and that's fine. Maybe, a forum or a Facebook group is fabulous. Just work with your own personality. Be, that cultivator of a community as best you can. And you're going to see some amazing results. Because by working with clients in groups instead of just one-on-one, or them being a faceless member of some, $97 online program, you'll actually make more money in less time. So you're not going to have to wait until your list is 5,000 people. You're not going to have to wait until you've got all this experience to, start getting other partners to promote for you and all this kind of stuff. And the best part is you're still going to get great results for your clients. Because the other issue here is when you're spending all this time launching, you're not spending your time doing what you should be doing, which is working with your clients and getting them incredible results. We're not into just like, yeah, here you go, pass go, here's your $200, keep moving. We want to make sure our clients are getting great results, right? So we want to set that up for them. But unfortunately, the more time you're forced on spending launching and marketing and all this sort of stuff, yes, you have to do marketing and sales in your business. I'm not saying you don't, but you can spend way less time on planning these epic launches that deplete all your energy and consume you, and there's still time away from the clients you already have. Because the key to success of this model is getting your clients great results time and time again, because not only will you get clients coming through by being Facebook famous, by creating your webinars, by doing some great enrollment conversations or some live workshops and events, but you're also going to get some great clients that come via referrals, right? And some brilliant examples to use in your marketing of the people who've got some great results. So don't forget about that. Because the path to making sales every day is really the principles of those anti-launch guide, those 5 things I've just shown you, because they lead to, in my business alone, bringing in at least $1,000 a day. So on average, about $30,000 a month. Some months are much higher than that, but I want to give you just the baseline. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of delivery time based on that. The service delivery time is not huge. And most of it's recurring because people are paying those higher value month in, month out, right? So they split it into monthly payments, and it's kind of like a high value membership site, right? They're in a membership site there, but it's not a, $47 a month membership site. It's a $20,000 a year membership site. Or maybe for you, it's a 3-month, $5,000 membership site. Whatever is going to be right for you, that's the principle that I want to share with you. And the funny thing is, despite the fact that I've consistently been able to bring in, great income that allows me to do a lot of things that I want to, I'm not here saying, I'm making $1 million a month. That's not where I'm at, but I deal with great clients and I have a lot of free time. I travel the world. I just got back from a holiday in London and Croatia and Italy, and a couple of weeks ago I went to Bali, and that's probably like my 6th overseas trip so far in the year. So I travel a lot. I've got 2 daughters. I can do some great things with them as well. And I get to buy lots of other things that I like as well, live in a great house. So, you might need less. So here you are going, okay, I need $1 million. Well, maybe you do, and that's great. But if you get really real with what you need every month and have that flow and beautiful kind of energy of it just sort of flowing in and you tending to it as and when you need, that's a great, great feeling, right? But some of my clients have wanted to, add this into launching as well, and that's totally fine. Or create a model where they're not really using a lot of Facebook ads, and that's cool too. Someone like Louise, who was in my mastermind, and when she came to me, she was earning about I think about $35 an hour doing some assisting and VA work, right? So she was experienced, but, she wasn't earning a great deal of money, knew a lot about the online marketing landscape, had done some amazing, learning and just making herself an absolute student of this stuff. And that was what really stood out to me. I said, well, you know how to get all this happening. You're more than just a VA. You could actually position yourself as a launch consultant, funnily enough, in this anti-launch guide. As I said, I don't say don't do launches. They're just not right for everyone. And the reason why Louise's business is so good as a launch consultant and so profitable, earning over $10,000 a month, is because so many people need so much help, right, to get these launches happening. And Louise is the perfect person to do it. So there she goes from, I think making around $3,000 a month to at least $10,000 a month, some months even more, without spending more than a few $100s on advertising in a month. And she had a really tiny email list. So a consulting model may be right for you. So yes, she's doing done for you that I'm talking about, but she's charging appropriately for it and planning for it so it can work beautifully. Otherwise, you could just be making sure that you're creating the right kind of coaching package. Again, here's another client in my mastermind, Sarah Cross, who helps giftware businesses grow their own business, right? So she's had her own thriving $1 million giftware business in the past, and she wanted to share with her clients how to do that. So she went from really having a bit of one-on-one coaching, having sold one client before, to then consistently selling a few clients a month at the $3,000 to $5,000 range. And that's in a relatively short period of time. And I'm sure her list is still relatively small. So the best part is Sarah doesn't even really do Facebook ads. She does most of her connections on LinkedIn and harvests her clients that way, and some valuable partnerships that she's been able to carve out and really help these clients of hers grow their giftware business sales. And there she is, has a model of, okay, well, if she wants to earn more income, then she just needs to attract more clients. It's an evergreen program. She doesn't have to say, oh, well, I have to close my intake this month. She can just get more clients if she's got the space and the desire to do so. So, with a $3,000 offer and you want to earn $10,000 a month, you only need 4 clients, and then you've got money for doing some of your marketing if you want to as well, and paying your tax, right? So 4 clients a month. Imagine enrolling that compared to what you'd have to do if you still had a $97 offer. Because launching is not essential to grow your business. It's not. You don't have to launch. Do you have to market? Do you have to sell? Yes, but you don't have to do this big, launch thing. You don't have to create a complicated online program with payment processes and modules and all of that. You don't have to. You can add it. You can be your signature offer, whatever you want it to be. You can do it, but it is exhausting. Launching requires a periodic scaling up of resources on a massive scale, right? You've got to, really get a bit of a team in place, do a lot of planning. I'm not a great forward planner. I like to, roll with things as they come, set up some structure, but I don't want to plan or write all these email sequences at once. I don't want to make sure all my emails have gone out for the launch and get all my partners on board, find out what's happening with affiliates, all that kind of stuff, right? It can easily stress out even the most resilient entrepreneur. And there is a better way to get more consistent results while you create your big monthly income stream. Because I want to show you the value of making consistent offers that bring in sales every day rather than those artificial spikes of launches that, happen and then go down for 3 months and you're not getting the money coming in. And they're also getting harder and harder to sustain the more people that come on the market. Because you actually have a choice, right? And that's why the choice is the anti-launch guide. You have a choice. You can launch if you want to. That's totally fine. You could do that. But if you're working out that that's not for you, that you've already tried it and it hasn't worked as you'd hoped, or you haven't tried it yet because you don't know where to start, don't worry. The anti-launch guide can help you. So if you'll allow me, I'd love you to let me show you how this program could help just 25 people on today's call. What I'm offering is your sneak peek opportunity to access this system at a ridiculously low price. So the anti-launch guide is a system that is going to enable you to help you do all those 5 things that I've told you are essential to getting the traffic and sales rolling in every day. The program is actually a 5-part online video training guide. So you go in, it's a membership hub, you get access to videos and worksheets and downloads so that you can implement these 5 great, great steps that are going to allow you to bring in traffic and sales every day, have your high value signature offering, and really change the game in terms of where your business is and how you're bringing in sales and how you're serving your clients and getting them great results. I'm going to lay out the evergreen system for you to attract these high value clients with this program, the anti-launch guide. You'll discover how to package and price that high value offer, right? So how are you going to put it together? How are you going to price it? What should you charge? What if you only get one person? All of those questions are going to be answered. You're also going to be getting specific guidance on how to create those Facebook ads that are going to build your list and attract more clients if you haven't got any at the moment, or if you've got them happening, it's going to help you tweak them better. And I'll show you how to pull it all together so you can offer a high value leverage coaching program and you can enroll clients every single day. As I said, that's what the anti-launch guide is all about. So you'll get access to the online training hub, takes you through 5-part core video training. So that's what it is, includes the worksheets and the downloads. You get in there, it's all in there waiting for you, ready to go. You can go through it at your own pace. You can go through it once a week. Depends what you'd like to do, how fast you want to get results. I know people work in different ways, but the beautiful thing is you've got lifetime access to it. You go back to it as and if you require it, whenever and wherever you like. You can do it on your mobile, you can do it on your laptop, on your desktop, whatever you need, right? So here's what you get with the anti-launch guide. So this is what steps you through those 5 points that I told you about before. The 5 points being connect with the big problem. How can you do that? How can you position yourself as a high value solution, including how do you price and package this offer? How do you become Facebook famous? What do you need to know to get your ads working and working well? And then it's also all about creating, personal connection in your marketing. How can you offer great webinars? I've got a great webinar outline to create high converting webinars, and how to really address those enrollment conversations, how to get those converting better, and that final layer of how to create this powerful community, because that's super important for getting ongoing results. So All of this is combined in the anti-launch guide. And the value of that is at least $497. That's if, selling it for a good price to say, hey, you can make that back in a one sale and have change out of that, right? And you will get an additional sale. You'll have a whole new business model as well from this program. It's pretty phenomenal. So in other words, the anti-launch guide is a $497 solution to attracting more high-value clients with your signature program every single day. But I don't want you to pay $497. I want this to be accessible to everyone because this is really the heart of my philosophy. This is what I've grown my business doing. I walk my talk. Do I do launches? I do about one a year. And to be honest, it's a whole lot more work than the rest of my business. But I like to stay in the game and see what's working and what hasn't for my clients. But this is the way to do it. So excuse that big lawnmower just going off there. But this is my first release special. If you're one of the first 25 to jump in, one of the first 25 to invest in the anti-launch guide on today's call, you get the program for the super low price of just $47 US. So not $497. I'm not missing a 9 in the middle there. It's $47. So you'll see the link on this page just below the screen. Hopefully that pops up for you, along with where you can pop in your questions. victoriagibson.com/ALG. That's where you get, you'll go to a page, it will show you an order form, you fill in your details, and you get access to this system. It's all in there. It's all ready to go. I'll be stepping you through it all. You've got downloads, you've got worksheets. You can customize it and tailor it to you to really make it happen and make it happen relatively quickly, right? You can get in there and get results straight away because it's just a different approach. You can already turn what you're doing on its head. As I said, I sold 10 people into a $9,000 program without a sales page, right? So think about that. What's possible for you? victoriagibson.com/ALG. Enter in your details and join me. I know that you're going to love me stepping you through those 5 parts of the anti-launch guide, but I've only got it for the first 25 people. So do jump in because I know that at this price, it's just very, very easy to get yeses. And I know that I'll probably start, moving my price up because like I've said before, I have much, much higher value programs. So to get my information normally, you're going to have to invest a lot more than at the 47. But the beautiful thing is because I have those high value programs, I can offer some of my training at a lower value to make it more accessible for you. So don't miss the opportunity, $47 to jump into my anti-launch guide system and program. And I absolutely cannot wait to see you in there. And I also have some time for a few questions here. So type in your questions. If I can't get to them all, I'll try and have a note of that and email you back if I don't get to your question because I'm conscious of your time as well. I want to make sure that I answer your questions and get to the heart of your problems too. So Maddie has asked, can I use this? Is this system right for me if I haven't got any clients yet or I haven't created my program or package? And I want to say absolutely it is right because it's going to set you up with the right foundation. You're not going to go down that track of creating, all these online programs without validating your idea first. So in other words, not having the big problem solved, right? You're not going to go to the expense, time, and energy and demoralizing, experience of trying to offer an online program that doesn't sell. So this is great if you haven't yet. If you have an idea, fabulous. Come in and you can, put that together in the anti-launch guide. I'm sure you're going to love it. Okay, the other one is Amber has asked, can you use the same kind of Facebook marketing approaches to LinkedIn because I have a lot of connections there? Now, interestingly enough about LinkedIn, it is a great platform for this anti-launch guide kind of system because like I said in step 4 is all about creating those areas for personal connection, right? And LinkedIn is a really great platform to do that. And the best part is it's free. Yes, you can advertise on there. I don't advise advertising on LinkedIn. It's not particularly effective unless you're a big brand. But what is effective with LinkedIn is creating some great content to share with your followers, connecting with the right kind of people. So I suggest, really narrow in on LinkedIn with your connections and make sure they're all great opportunities for clients, because little do people know as well that you can actually export your connections from LinkedIn as a file and actually upload them to Facebook and show those people Facebook ads. So that's pretty phenomenal. But you can also email them if you want to. So there's ways to create some real personal connection on LinkedIn. Sarah Cross, who I used as an example as the giveaway business coach, she gets the majority of her clients on LinkedIn, as I mentioned. So you can absolutely use this approach as your foundation and LinkedIn to drive your leads. Have those personal conversations with them or invite them to a webinar, whatever. Mostly on LinkedIn, personal conversations or even messages on the, if you can get get connected with them and start offering messages, you can definitely do that as well. So now Rachel has asked whether, if you haven't done Facebook ads yet, is this a program that's going to help you get started? Absolutely. I've got one of my worksheets runs through everything you need to know, including, the bidding, how to create great ads, what type of options you should choose, because it is confusing if you've already tried and they haven't worked. There's a lot of moving pieces that happen, and I want to help you, get that sorted out. So that's absolutely in here as well. As well as other things that, you might want to know are in the anti-launch guide, and you can see the link below this if you want to jump in and experience it for yourself. The other element is that I've got not only a pricing matrix, so it's like a matrix where you work out all the elements that you're going to have to create your high value signature offer, whether it be a mastermind or a shorter coaching program. And depending on what elements you want to put in, kind of like plug and play, it'll tell you what kind of price to charge. Another worksheet or another one of the modules goes into how to have those high converting enrollment conversations, particularly if you're charging more than you have before, how the format of those conversations should go. So really I've distilled it down so you've got this this platform, the system. It's not overwhelming. You don't have tons and tons of video to go through. It's very simple, it's streamlined. You should be able to apply it if you're a coach, consultant, or expert, whether you have worked with clients yet or you already are, or you burnt out from the launches. Have a think about using this approach. Even if you do it for a pilot program, you can easily add, another 10 grand in that month trying it out, right? Like there's nothing to lose here. There are variables that influence what you can charge. I'm not here to just tell everyone to charge a blanket amount, because it does depend on the access to you. It depends on the length of the program. It depends on your experience and your ability to get people results. Like I say, to some people are like, oh, but I can't guarantee that I get that exact result. And I'm like, well, if you could guarantee that you got that exact result, then you'd be charging $100,000 an hour, right? Not everyone expects that they're going to get a specific result straight away. Yes, they expect when they're investing with you to get the result that you promise, right? But people are realistic about what that is. They need to be part of that journey as well. And you price accordingly. But there's no reason why we can't move women entrepreneurs out of this, thought process of that I've just got to create an online program and build it and they will come, charge a few $100s or even charge $1,000. If you don't have the other marketing and the list building in place, you will not make at least $10,000 a month, right? So I want the best for you. I want you to have this system, this foundation in place. So go now, victoriagibson.com/ALG. The link is below here. I want to see you on the other side. I want to help you make this happen. So I look forward to seeing you in there.